Hey, we are really excited to be introducing Dave Dahler with Menlo Transitions. We are thrilled to have them as one of our partners in the Dentist Advisors Partner Program, and going to allow Dave to introduce Menlo Transitions and a little bit about them. Dave, so good to have you.
Yeah, thank you, Spencer. Good to see you, man. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So a little about Menlo. It's one of the things that makes Menlo a unique place is we first started as a real estate brokerage back in 2010, so 15 years ago. Moved into practice brokerage in 2015, so we've been selling practices for about 10 years now. That sort of combination of the two things, I think, is a really interesting facet. So many docs over the course of their career, you build equity in two different things, really, in the course of your career as a dentist. In your business, of course, as you grow in the practice, and in the building. Oftentimes, the building is a forgotten piece of it, especially as you look to sell it. A lot of times, the opportunity is to sell to an owner user, or when you sell the practice, or at least that's the goal on the way in. Sometimes when you build the building or when you buy the building, that's always sort of the thought. And then, but if you sell to a group, if you run a bigger practice and you want to sell to a group, then you have there's another challenge out there, right? What do I do with the building after the fact? So that part of what we do is a bit of the secret sauce of who we are and how we do it. We do a complete evaluation of both the practice and the real estate. We want to give you different things to think about as it relates to the timing of selling the real estate. We lean on folks like you guys, right, for the tax planning purposes, the financial planning purposes of when is the optimal time to sell each in the course of your career. And we really want to make sure that we maximize what that exit will be for you for really both things. A lot of times we see docs leave a whole bunch of money on the table as it relates to the real estate from just having something that's not a really good lease in place. That doesn't make any sense for an investor, or that is frankly a pain to sort of manage as an owner if you just decide to sell the practice first and not the real estate. So that's number one, I think. Number two, we always want to be this sort of small group. We've got support, we've got technology and an inside shop based in Tempe, Arizona, but we do business all over the U.S. and we want to feel and we don't want to be a 100-person shop, right? We want to be able to right now we have 6 brokers in the dental space around the country, and we want to be able to we'll expand some this year to give ourselves better geographic coverage east of the Mississippi, mostly. I'm sorry, in 2025, I should say. But that becomes, we wanted to just be able to provide a tailored sort of experience and a small business type of experience to the small business owners that we're working with. So as we get into in that vein, we sell to both private buyers and to DSOs, right? So we want to be able to look at a doctor's situation, listen, understand their desires, their ideal transition plan, and uncover their wants and needs that way. Do a full evaluation on what's happening with the business. And allow them to try and illuminate the path for them. Let's carve out the path that makes the most sense for you as you're looking to transition. Does it make sense to bring on a partner? Does it make sense to sell to an individual? Does it make sense to take this to market to sell to a group? What are the pros and cons of each of those? We don't care, frankly. We want to make sure that we do what's best for every doc that we work with to allow them to realize the transition that they're sort of looking for. Sometimes they walk in not knowing what they're looking for. So we want to try to educate first and foremost, and second, to just give to create a little better understanding of the process, whether they're selling privately, whether to sell to a group, and oftentimes this is decision that takes folks a really long time to make, right?
Yeah, it does.
So a lot, the earlier the better most often, to
Uh-huh.
just start to be able to understand both paths, walk through what that looks like. And then if you know how the story ends, it's a lot easier to sort of weave your way through it sometimes, right? So I think that's probably one of the biggest pieces to it I love it. I got my start in banking in the dental world back in 2008. I worked so I've been in the industry for coming up on, what is that, 17 years now. I've worked with a lot of docs at different stages of their career, startups to buying their first practice, expansions, real estate, whatever along the way in the banking world. I left and did some commercial real estate investment stuff, and now am here with Menlo. And I love working with docs as they contemplate transition and what that next stage of their career or their life looks like. It's a gratifying place for me to be and for us to be, and we sure don't take it lightly, the opportunity to work with people as they look to see sort of what's next in their lives.
Yeah. Wow. So good, Dave. We couldn't agree more. And from the advisor perspective, as that question comes up, regarding when should I start to talk through it, we are all about planning out your future and feeling comfortable with your transition. And so the earlier, the better. We like that Dave is willing to meet with you as our clients and take the time to get to know you and your situation, understand it. And so it's not too early to talk through the inevitable. At some point, you're going to meet with Dave or Menlo. And so you may as well schedule consultation and just have a discussion on how it looks, whether that's in 1 year or 5 years. So everybody watching, just know that all of Dave's information is located here on the site, dentistadvisors.com. And you're able to reference that, reach out to Dave, schedule a consultation. Feel free to reach out to me or our team, any of our advisors, to reference Dave as a referral. And looking forward to doing a lot more content with you, Dave.
Looking forward to it myself. Thank you so much, Spencer.
Thanks.